I'm trying to diagnose an electrical issue with a receiver for a Hunter Westhaven 54 inches ceiling fan purchased from Costco. I'm a novice when it comes to electrical components, but I feel I have a solid grasp on how it should work. I believe that the internal components of my receiver may be broken because when I use my multimeter to test for continuity it isn't testing positive, i.e., there is no sound. I'm not sure if I'm completely correct in my understanding of this electrical component because I returned the same product earlier because it failed the continuity test and now the newly purchased fan's receiver is failing the same test again. I find it hard to believe that two separate ceiling fans have the same issue, which is why I am asking for clarification of my understanding of how it should behave. So, when I am testing my receiver I'm seeing a black live-in cord, a white neutral-in cord, a white common-out cord, a black fan-out cord and a red light-out cord. I tested for continuity on the white neutral-in and white common-out and it passed the test. Then when I tried testing the black live-in cord with the black fan-out cord it failed the test. I tried the black live-in cord with the red light-out cord and it also failed the test. I tried all combinations of black live-in with all the other cords and nothing was happening. So that, to me, is telling me that when I connect the wires from the ceiling to this receiver's black live-in cord the connection is broken and would explain why the ceiling fan isn't working when it's wired per its instructions. I've checked the AC voltage from the house's ceiling wires to confirm I have good power so I know that isn't an issue. And with the last ceiling fan I bypassed the receiver altogether and the fan worked properly. Before I return this fan again I wanted to make sure either I was right with my test diagnosis or confirm that I do not understand how to test the component properly. I would greatly appreciate some clarification. Thanks, Alex.
Hello. My name is XXXXXXXXXX. I will be happy to assist you with your electrical question. My goal is to exceed your expectations on JustAnswer. 1. How many and what color wires do you have coming from the ceiling box? 2. Have you tried to install the fan or are just testing the receiver? 3. One side of the receiver has 2 wires and the other side has 3 wires, correct? Side with 2 wires has a black and white. Side with 3 wires has blue, black and white, correct? Your electrician 41392.72181765505. 1. I assume that your ceiling wires are black, white and bare copper. If they are not, let me know. 2. Turn the circuit breaker for the ceiling box to off. Temporarily splice the side of the fan receiver that has 2 wires to the ceiling box wires using wire nuts. Black to black and white to white. 3. Make sure the dip switch settings match for the receiver and the handheld transmitter. Make sure the transmitter battery is installed correctly. 4. Strip off about 1/4 of an inch of insulation of the other 3 wires from the fan receiver. Spread the 3 wires apart so they don't touch or short out each other. 5. Turn the breaker back to on. Set your meter to AC voltage and use the 200 range. 6. Using the handheld transmitter, toggle through the fan and light on/off. While doing this, measure from the output of the receiver black wire to the output of the receiver white wire. You should get 120 volts as this is the fan setting. Do the same thing from the blue to the white wire. You should get 120 volts here as this is for the light setting. 7. If no voltages are present, the receiver is faulty. If the voltages are okay, Turn the breaker off and continue installing the fan. 8. Attached is a diagram I created to assist you. 9. Let me know how it goes. I will be logged on here on/off throughout the remainder of today. I will also be logged on here on/off on Monday. Hope this helps. If you have any additional questions, let me know and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Otherwise, don't forget to rate me before you log off. The next time you have an electrical question, you can also request for me at http://www.justanswer.com/home-improvement/expert your electrician. Thanks. Kevin. Your electrician 41392.7412032006. 1. I pulled your model's wiring instructions from the Hunter fan website. The instructions showed a blue wire on the receiver, yours has a red for the light. Most likely you either have an older or a newer model of the receiver. Either way, measure the output voltages on the black, white and red. 2. On the drawing I posted, the blue should be a red wire. Sorry for the confusion. Your electrician 41392.7710386227.
Hey Kevin, sorry for the delayed response. Don't worry about the color confusion. I was able to test out your method and concluded that the receiver isn't working. I appreciate the help. Your instructions and drawing was very helpful. One more question, just so I understand, your method and the continuity function on my multimeter essentially tested the same thing, right? Your method was another way to confirm if voltage was flowing through the receiver more definitively? Thanks again, Alex.
Very good, Alex. 1. When you checked for continuity, you were checking to determine if the wires on both sides had continuity. A fan receiver is basically a remote switch with one input and two outputs. The only common wires on the fan receiver are the two whites, neutrals. You will never achieve continuity going from the input black to the output red or output black, since the receiver requires 120 volts on the input wires to activate and switch or turn on/off the red and black output wires. You were on the right track to check for continuity if this was a mechanical switch and no power was required. Then your method of testing by the use of a continuity meter is the correct way to check for a mechanical switch working or not. This switch is different though, since it is a remote and requires 120 volts on the input in order to switch between the two output wires. The only means of switching between the black and red output wires are via the transmitter. The receiver will only turn on/off when there is 120 volts power and simultaneously using the handheld transmitter. Inside the receiver is a electro/mechanical relay that provides the switching functionality. The relay switching circuitry receives its signal and is activated from the handheld transmitter. 2. Yes, my method was to determine if the receiver would be switching with the required output voltages. This is the only way to test fan receivers. Since your ceiling had good voltage on the input, we knew that wouldn't be the problem. Therefore, since no output voltage, the problem lies within either the receiver or transmitter or both. Difficult to determine which one is at fault though. 3. Since you have gone through 2 fan units, I would suggest returning the unit to Costco and try to purchase this fan at another dealer. Possible that Costco has received a faulty shipment from Hunter and either the receiver and/or the transmitter are faulty. Perhaps even consider a different model? I've always had much luck with Hunter fans in the past. Usually the problem fans are Hampton Bay from Home Depot or Bay Breeze from Lowe's. Hope this helps. If you have any additional questions, let me know and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Otherwise, don't forget to rate me before you log off. The next time you have an electrical question, you can also request for me at http://www.justanswer.com/home-improvement/expert your electrician. Thanks. Kevin. Your electrician 41392.9017141898. Alex. Thank you for the excellent rating. Much appreciated. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Take care for now and have a good week. Thanks. Kevin. Your electrician 41393.17338069444.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.